Deanna Daughhetee, she joins us all the time here to talk about the housing market. Of course, you know her from American Equity Mortgage. Deanna, good to see you once again.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Lots of good news lately. I know
Yes.
It seems like when you watch the news or listen to the news, other than this show, everybody's beating up on the housing market, on the unemployment numbers. But a lot of the stuff I see, and I say this every time I see you, there's a lot of good stuff going on right now.
There
Are
is.
you starting to see it on your side?
We are, yes. We're really busy. We're starting to see, again, people are just getting incredible deals in the market. So we're seeing a lot of that.
And
It's a great time.
Yeah,
It is.
This is the time. And we're even seeing some things in our neighborhood that have sat for a long time starting to move again.
Yes.
During times when you wouldn't normally see a lot of houses move. So I know agents are feeling good about this as well.
Yes. I think there's a lot of optimism.
What about, this news recently with the S&P and, concern over credit in the future here in the United States. One of the things that was brought up was the days of the 30-year mortgage will be a thing of the past. Do you think, I can't see that happening. What do you think?
There is a lot of talk about that right now and will be, I'm sure, over the next several months. My gut says I can't imagine us doing away with a 30-year mortgage. But with that said, it's very unusual. Most countries don't have a 30-year mortgage.
They don't?
No.
Are we one of the rarities then?
We are. It's by far our most common mortgage. But the question is really coming around what's going to happen with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And that's
a good question.
Right. And whether we
let me-
keep the 30 years is going to be important.
I'm going to stop you there for a second because all these economists that are out there talking about what's going to happen between now and 2014, for whatever reason they're fixated on 2014, and they know exactly what's going to happen with the housing market, with interest rates. These are the same boneheads that blew it and didn't see the housing market about to collapse.
Right.
Right?
Right.
When I was in the mortgage industry, I'm like, this can't continue. It's not going to work right. These guys said, no, it's a healthy housing market. It's a nice correction, if anything. These guys don't always get it right.
They don't always get it right. And, things change every day. So you have to continually be looking at things and how is this affecting that? And, it's constant change.
So people hear that and they think, oh, my gosh, the 30-year mortgage is going to be gone next month. It's just some speculation by these guys.
It is. It's really surrounding the proposals that have been put out to start the conversation about what's going to happen with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, because the question is, if we need to keep the 30-year mortgage or we decide to keep the 30-year mortgage, then their role is likely to be larger because those mortgages will need some kind of guarantee because of the term of them. 30 years is a long time.
Talk about constricting the housing market, though.
Yes, it would.
If you can only afford a house with a 15-year mortgage, a lot of people can't afford the house they're in right now.
Right.
With a 15-year mortgage.
Yeah, it would really have a dramatic effect, I think, and that's certainly one of the things that has to be taken into account.
I want to ask your age. What's the highest mortgage rate you ever saw? Either yours personally or early days in the business.
Yeah, I've seen them in the 16%.
Have you really?
Yes.
My highest was a 12.
Yeah.
I think that was the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And now, then everybody was talking about what a great rate it was. Hey, you got
Exactly.
12%.
Everything's relative.
If you tried to give somebody a 12% rate right now.
Oh, yes.
That's so
that would
funny.
just be completely out of the ballpark.
What about this big debate? And I don't know where this is going to go either, with eliminating the home mortgage deduction for your taxes.
Yeah, that's a big debate going on,
Average
too.
$10,000 per household across the country in mortgage interest last year. I don't know if that's going to gain any traction. It might be necessary, but I don't.
That's one of the big challenges. How do we balance our budget? And all these things are being put on the table for discussion. I think this particular item, though, really affects so many families. It affects middle America, and that could be very negative for the country.
It's funny because when people frame that argument, they say, this will stick it to the rich. Well, no, it doesn't, because that's such a small percentage of their net worth or their income.
Exactly.
It's going to stick it to the middle-income families.
That's right.
So I don't know if that's going anywhere either. Okay, so to alleviate concerns, 30-year, not going away anytime soon.
That's true.
And all these concerns about rates just skyrocketing because the Chinese are going to pull all their treasuries. That's not happening
That's
right now
not going
either.
to happen either.
Are they staying consistent at this point?
They are, yeah. They
Even
are
during all this
consistent.
turmoil?
They're still, low. You're still in the 4% on a 30-year. You're still in 3% on a 15-year.
That's
I mean,
still
when
unbelievable.
it is. It's
Every time I
completely-
see you, I think the next time we talk, it's going to be up. But, this has been several years now.
That's right,
It hasn't
that's
gone up.
right.
It's actually gone down. All right, Deanna Daughhetee from American Equity Mortgage, your website in case people want to check you out.
AmericanEquity.com.
Still can't believe it's 4s. That's just unbelievable. I need to buy another house, although I can't.
Yeah.
But thanks. Deanna,
Thanks.
good to see you once again.
You
Appreciate
too.
your time.